This might be one of the most overpowered Antec 900s ever built. A legendary case refreshed for 2026. Stuffed with Intel's most powerful CPU, an RTX 5090, and full custom water cooling. But can this classic survive the ultimate test? This is Antec's brand new full tower case, the Antec 900. It is completely top of the line, built for airflow. The front mesh, the top mesh, the rear mesh, and even down in the power supply shroud is completely open. It allows for so much airflow. For our I/O, we've got USB Type-C 10 gig, two USB 3.0 Type A's, a mic headphone jack, and the power button. You can fit any size motherboard inside this case, including eATX, and it has support for back connection motherboards. They also have an iShift kit, which actually shifts your power supply 90 degrees. So if you want the connections to come out of the back, you can have them coming out. And I will demonstrate this later in the video to show you how it works. At the front, you can fit a 420mm radiator. At the top, you can fit a 360mm radiator. I will say, I wish they changed the I/O up the top a little bit so that you could extend the mesh up the top and perhaps fit a bigger radiator. And on top of the power supply shroud, you could fit a 240mm radiator. The fan brackets are adjustable at the front. You can fit 200mm fans. And every single bracket on this case, front, top, glass, rear panel, power supply shroud, it's all removable without any tools. Now, to account for this great airflow in the case, they actually have 6 pre-installed fans. We have 3 140s at the front, 2 120 reverse blades on top of the power supply shroud, and a 140 exhaust. And if storage is a concern, there are 2 bays down below the power supply shroud where you can fit 4 hard drives, or you could use the bays, the SSD mounts here, and a few SSD mounts at the rear to install 9 SSDs. This case is absolutely loaded with features. I think we need to start building, and then we'll give our honest opinions at the end. Tell Microsoft to bugger off and get yourself Windows 11 CD keys for 1/10 of the price. Whokeys have a big sale on, and you can use my code IFR25 to get 25% off with loads of payment methods. Copy your code and paste it here to activate. You can even grab Office for your PC for dirt cheap. Don't pay a reoccurring subscription. Use code IFR25 for 25% off. Links are in the description. All Whokeys software products are on sale right now. This is the ROG Maximus Z890 Hero, and it almost seems to be standard with most of these newer generation motherboards. 2 USB Type-C 40 gig, a USB Type-C 10 gig, couple of USB Type-A 10 gig, and some 5 gig USB. And of course, most of them have Wi-Fi 7 as well, meaning they could use both bands at the same time, reduces a lot of interference, and speeds things up significantly. But honestly, I mainly chose this because it is one of our only high-end Z890 motherboards on hand, and if we're going all out with all the other parts, then I want to support it with the motherboard as well. All of my Ryzen CPUs, they're taken up in other builds. I do have the Ryzen 9 9900X, but the Ultra 9 performs better than that. So I thought, okay, for this build, I'll go with the RTX 5090. The next best CPU that I have on hand, on the shelves secondhand, is the 285K CPU. So that's what we're gonna use for today's system. I have not done an Intel build in quite a while. Today I'm just utilizing a Gen 4 drive. We're not going Gen 5 this time, mainly because we've got 4 terabytes here. I do want to use this build for a bit, and making videos, storing all of this footage, it eats up storage like crazy. And if I was to go to get a Gen 5 drive with this much storage capacity, it would honestly cost me an arm and a leg, and yeah, I just don't have that type of money. So Gen 4 is fast enough for what we need. today we're going with 32 gigs DDR5 7000 megahertz. It's CL34 timings. I also got these out of another build, so we didn't have to buy these with the crazy RAM prices that are going around at the moment. And so we'll make do with our secondhand parts. I haven't done an Intel build in quite a while, and so I had this EK Velocity 2 CPU block sitting on the shelves, and I've noticed that underneath it started to develop a little bit of discoloration. I wonder if the last build that I used it in, it was still a little bit wet underneath, and that has kind of developed that discoloration over time. Nonetheless, this is probably the last build that I'll use this block in, and then I think it's probably time to retire it or just give it away to someone. Or we could use it in one of our cleanup builds. I'll clean up the discoloration inside and then we'll put it in one of the secondhand builds. That'd be a pretty cool project. Today I'm going with some QX fans. They are full RGB, connect together, and they can daisy chain together and then connect to a controller. It's called the IQ Link hub, and it connects to Corsair's IQ Link software. I like that because I don't have individual cables running off of each fan, and it just keeps the build cleaner. So we'll give these a shot today. This is the Quantum Surface P360M. I decided to go with a little bit thicker of a radiator today than your usual 30mm thick because the case has plenty of room, and we have ports up the top here if you wanted to run the tube route up the top, or you could go from the front here, which is the traditional layout for a radiator. These radiators are also a lot thicker than your traditional radiators. They don't always work in every single case because of that thickness, but it creates more surface area, and because the fins are so dense, that also creates more cooling surface area, but it just means you need fans with a bit higher static pressure to be able to get that air through. I'd used the ROG Astral RTX 5090 in a different build, but it's been sitting on the shelf since because it's very hard to find a lot of cases that have spare radiator spots. But we've finally got one today, so I will use it in that. However, I've been thinking, and let me know in the comments if you guys like this idea, but I'm thinking about taking the tubes off, applying some G1/4" fittings on there, and turning it into its own custom loop. This card actually has the pump built into it. So all I would need is a reservoir and a separate radiator. Then I can run custom hardline tubes instead of these floppy tubes running around the build. What do you guys think? I pulled this XD5 pump rest combo out of an old system. You can definitely tell it's been used. Trying to save money where we can. PC parts, they're just becoming so expensive, and honestly, the second-hand market is looking so much more inviting than buying brand new parts. For the power supply, I'm going with the Antec 1300 GM. That's a bit of a tongue twister. It is only ATX 3.0, it's not ATX 3.1, but I am not using the 12 volt high powered header. I'm actually gonna be using 3 8-pin connections into a 12 volt high powered header. Main reason for that is my extension cables. I've actually used them all up in other builds, and so the only extension cable I have left is the 3 8-pin headers into one 12 volt high powered header, which will work just fine. And I'm also running low on high wattage power supplies, and considering we're using an RTX 5090, I thought, okay, I'll just throw in the 1300 watt power supply and that'll be plenty of headroom. Oh, the humans are here. Avatar 4K, ultra settings. All right, let's prepare for battle. They're coming. Nice. Look at that, look at that. 100 FPS at the moment, 55 on the GPU, 58 on the CPU. Doom the Dark Ages, 4K Ultra Nightmare mode, let's go. Oh, got him. Get out of here. Oh, I really need that. All right, let's get some of that back. Take that, go on, go! 80 FPS, 57 on the GPU, 50 on the CPU. Absolutely brilliant. It's so good seeing a GOAT from 2006 come back as a refresh in 2026. Honestly, I really enjoyed building in it. My only negative with the case that I found a bit frustrating was the top I/O panel. I feel like that could have been condensed more and allowed for a longer radiator to be installed. But apart from that, the build process was so easy. It's user-friendly. There's so much airflow inside. Great for AI PCs, workstations. Honestly, an incredible case. I'm really happy with it. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Do you guys remember the original Antec 900 case back in 2006? And what do you like about this case? And if you enjoyed this build, then you're gonna love this video where we surprise someone with a custom ROG PC with an RTX 5090 matrix inside. Go check it out.